Jason Stuart talks to... Could you please state your name? Leslie Jordan.
I love your comment on the phone.
Just
Don't out me.
don't out me. The Emmy,
I wish you would have brought it with you.
I should have. I take it places with me.
I would.
It rides in the front seat of my car. It rode the front seat of my car for a really long time. And then it got broken.
You're kidding me.
No.
Did you have to get another one?
Well, they won't give you another one. I wanted to just fix it. Her ball fell off. She lost her balls. And,
Only you would have an Emmy with a ball.
well, no, they all have balls.
But you're...
Well, you know, the little,
I know.
it's a globe. We call it a ball. The first celebrity I ever saw, ever, a high school trip to New York City. They took us to Henri Bendel's.
Oh, that's Marlo Thomas from That Girl, which was a very popular series
Here.
in the 60s.
Here.
This is
And
it.
so I'm standing by the makeup counter with my friend, and I said, my friend, he goes, what girl? I go, that girl from TV, that girl. I said, what girl? I said, that girl from TV. And she leaned in and said, Marlo Thomas. The only big talk show I've ever done was Kathy Lee Gifford. I've done her 3 times. And her and Hoda. You know, Hoda, they're the 4th segment of Good Morning America.
Oh, cool.
So you work your way down. Once you get the mat, you've made it. But all the way up, it's Kathy Lee and Hoda. And Kathy Lee is filthy mouth. She acts like she's such a goody girl. And I said to Hoda, I said, she's this beautiful sort of Indian girl. And I said, Hoda, I looked her name up, and it means the goddess in Hindu, which I think is beautiful. From Kathy Lee Makeup Next Door said it means big whore.
Mr. Farian, you really do need to call the police.
First, I need to know my options.
Besides Brazil?
Well, sometimes there's circumstances that excuse or justify. I really need to know what's available to me.
This is so incredible to have you on the show.
Thank you.
I am such a fan, and also I have such respect for you, honestly.
Oh,
I really
you.
do. Just, I mean,
Thanks.
everything you've been through, and just the sweetness and the kindness and the generosity that you've given to me. You know, I just called people and said, hey, would you be on the show? And you didn't, honey, I'm on the road, I'll do it. Just don't out me. Don't out me. It's so funny, I almost died. I couldn't even stop laughing. I don't know if you remember how I met you, and I don't even know if I remember how I met you because I've known you for so long, but I think I met you at the Gay and Lesbian Center at the Village. We're going to see a play there, and you were there with some gorgeous guy.
Always.
Always. I felt like you were Beverly Leslie before you were Beverly Leslie. You said to me, honey, you have to get yourself one of these.
I'll tell you where to get them.
Where?
It's a club in Atlanta. It's called Swinging Richards. Get it?
Uh-huh.
And I don't know if they're way behind us, Georgia, or way ahead of us, completely nude. Now, they do have to wear socks and shoes, which is hilarious, because most of them are straight boys, just working their way through Georgia Tech or one of the local universities.
Oh, of course. That's exactly what I thought.
And I walked in there once, and there was one named Brannon, and I looked at him, and I said, you have danced your last dance. I think that's the one you met, Brannon.
Yes.
That was my favorite of all.
Yes. I didn't even know what to say. I was so flabbergasted and so excited and scared at the same time. So I guess we got to talk about the most iconic thing. Certainly was Will and Grace. Now, you replaced, am I correct, Joan Collins.
They had written an episode where Joan's character, who I believe had been on there before, steals Rosario the maid away from Megan Mullally's character. And they wanted a dynasty bitch fight over a pool table, and they were going to pull each other's wigs off. And she had a problem with having the wig pulled off. And her people, they even did a table read, as I understand it. And everything was going along nice. And so they rewrote the character. Now, they did not know me. I had to remind Max Muchnick and David Cohen that I had auditioned for them once when they were doing Boston Common, which was a very short-lived sitcom that I had auditioned for. But the character was called Beverly Leslie, short Southern man in a white suit. None of this we knew. And I walked in, and Joni Marchenko, the head writer, just said, you're it. I walked in chattering, just talking, and telling them a funny story about something that happened to me. And I did one episode.
Did you have to read?
Nope.
I love that.
I thought I smelled gin and regret.
Beverly Leslie, you look more like a woman every time I see you.
Thank you. You know, I had to speak up for you just now. The ladies were saying how sad and pathetic you are being all alone here without Stanley. But I defended you. I said she's a hophead, too.
And then my manager called and said, boy, you scored a coup. They want you back. And it's an episode. Ellen DeGeneres is going to play a nun. And then over the summer, they called and said, we want him in the opener, and we want him here. They were very sly, though. See, I never got above what they call top of show. You know what I mean? The minute, there was at one point I'd done so many, my manager just, look, give him a 7 out of 13. Give him something. Come on. No. It's just at his availability. Like, I'm not going to be available when they
do
call.
Waylon Grace, yes.
Yeah, when they call, oh, no, I'm, doing stand-up at the Coachella Casino. I can't come.
Right, for a role that's going to change my entire career.
My manager called and he said, Leslie, they want you in the finale.
How did you feel about that?
This is when I burst into tears because I said, oh, my God, they've had Cher, they've had Jennifer Lopez, they've had Elton John, they've had Madonna.
Janet Jackson?
Who are they going to get? The Pope? Who are they going to get for the finale? He said, no, they decided they just want family. And I burst into tears. I said, who's family? He said, the 4 of them and you.
Rosario, too, right?
I don't even think Rosario was in that. Surely she was. Finally, for that last one, they tossed me a bone, money-wise. But then it was over and done with, and I thought, well, that's that. And my phone rang, and my manager said, Leslie, you've been nominated for an Emmy.
They didn't tell you they put you up for an
No.
Emmy?
Here's the way it works. Outstanding guest actor in a comedy, you have to have appeared less than 5 episodes. And normally I would do about 5. That last season...
In each season.
In each
'cause
season.
you did like 20.
In each season. So the last season I only did about 4, and they were able to nominate me. And when my manager called, the only thing I could think of was I do a little recurring voiceover on American Dad. Is that the name of it? A cartoon.
Yeah.
I'm Mr. Beauregard, the southern hairdresser who doesn't have any legs. He rides a dog named Maverick. But anyway, the only thing I could think of was, what would I get an Emmy nomination? Maybe for voiceover? He said, honey, it's for Will and Grace. And I just...
And then you go to what Kathy Griffin calls the Emmys. Yeah.
Well, it's the week before, which are the Creative Arts Emmys, where there's not a star inside. Out of my category was, I was the only one that showed up. Sometimes I think maybe that's why I won. But Ben Stiller for extras, which I had not heard of at the time. See, I'm a handicapper because I used to gallop racehorses. So I handicapped this race. I was a jockey with racehorses for years.
Of course. That's what I thought when I met you. It's the first thing that came on my mind.
In my younger butcher days. I basically just hung on and screamed like a girl.